viewers, this is the news. The Glossop Line is coming on the 27th of June to TrainSim World 3. Looking at an image of a northern liveried 323 on the viaduct. Experience the Class 323 from Manchester through to Derbyshire in the next TrainSim World 3 route add-on. TrainSim World 3 Glossop Line Manchester to Hadfield and Glossop is coming 27th of June. A new operator, a new route, and some exciting new gameplay features. Glossop Line Manchester, Hadfield and Glossop may have some familiar elements, not least the starring unit, but this short, unique and complete line has plenty to offer for both new players and those with existing UK content. We have a unique loyalty and launch offer, which you can read, which we'll talk about more further down. And details of two new gameplay features, the on-guard guarding scenario and the Glossop Line photography scenario. We're looking at the 323 Hyper Network just outside Manchester Piccadilly, heading on its way down the line. The Class 323 has proven popular amongst rail fans since its introduction in 1994 and become an equally popular addition to the TrainSim World fleet in Birmingham Cross City Line, Lichfield to Bromsgrove and Reddick. At the end of 1997, these distinctive EMUs were introduced to the Glossop Line, working under a number of guises before becoming branded under the current operator Northern. And we have a view of the inside of a cab on a 323 heading into Manchester. The standout feature, recognisable from the cab or on the platform, is the whine that the traction motors emit during acceleration and deceleration. Sounds form an important part and detailed part of the process for the team during the initial development of Birmingham Cross City, and you can read more about how these were recorded by revisiting the November roadmap from last year. Have an image of a 323 in the snow on a single line section. For Glossop Line, the features of the Class 323 remain very much the same, ensuring a dependable and enjoyable experience from inside the cab, but through a distinctly different environment to that of the suburban West Midlands. On the outside, the unit displays the purple hue of Northern's current livery along with unit numbers that reflect the fleet used in this part of England. What we're looking at is a screenshot of part of the guarding scenario where you're checking passenger tickets for validity. Guard functionality also returns, but as a fully interactive gameplay feature in the on-guard scenario, where players perform various duties outside of driving, including checking passenger tickets. A full in-depth look at how we developed this new and exciting feature was talked about in the June roadmap. The route, Manchester, Piccadilly, Hadfield and Glossop. So it runs from Manchester Piccadilly through Ardwick, Ardwick Depot, Ashbury's, Gorton, Fairfield, Guide Bridge sidings, Hyde North, Flowery Field, Newton for Hyde, Godley, Hattersley, Broadbottom, Dinting, Glossop and Hadfield. Modern Manchester is represented in TrainSim World for the first time in Glossop Line, with Manchester Piccadilly station forming the terminus at the western end of the route. This iconic and important station for the northwest becomes the latest major UK station to be featured in TrainSim World, joining likes of Birmingham New Street, London Victoria, Leeds, Glasgow Central and Liverpool Lime Street from previous route add-ons. We have an image of a group of 323s at Manchester Piccadilly. Heading east, the route forms part of the historic Woodhead line, which ran its way through the Pennines via the Woodhead tunnels to the city of Sheffield. This line closed east of Hadfield in 1981, and it is here where the current line and this route add-on terminates. A few miles south, another terminus exists at Glossop. Trains from Manchester call here before changing ends and continuing to Hadfield, and the same happens in reverse. Trains depart Hadfield and call at Glossop first before changing ends and continuing west along the line to Manchester. It's basically a Y. We have an image of the station at Dinting. We've got the Hadfield on the left, Glossop on the right. At least I think it's that way around. Dinting Station forms, along with Glossop and Hadfield, one of the three Derbyshire stations along this route and is also the location of the impressive Dinting Viaduct built in 1844. Stations west of here fall within Greater Manchester and feature the lights of Guide Bridge, Flowery Field and Broadbottom. I always think of a Queen song when I hear Broadbottom. We've got a 323 crossing the viaduct on a sunny day. The complete end-to-end-to-end route offers a different setting for the Class 323 with a slower pace and unique operation at both eastern termini. There's another new gameplay feature, and in addition to the exciting guard scenario mentioned earlier, players will also be able to do some on-foot exploration with camera in hand as part of another unique gameplay feature in the Glossop Line. So the idea is you hop out of your train and you race off to a particular point and you aim somewhere and take a picture. The Glossop Line scenario tasks a player with taking some specific photos as they complete a drive along the line with photo points at some of the stations. Once the journey is complete, the player will see a photo gallery at Manchester Piccadilly station for them to review at the end. So we can see a number of large screens with images from around the network. Look at the detail at Manchester Piccadilly on the columns too, just saying on the right hand side there. Services and layers. And we can see an image of a Northern 323 and an East Midlands 158, I think, from memory. There's 2 trains per hour will run between Manchester Piccadilly and Hadfield, calling at Glossop along the way, with requiring tight timekeeping and diligent driving when approaching some signals. Early morning and late evening empty coaching stock runs will be playable between Manchester and Ardwick Depot, which is located between Ardwick and Ashbury stations at the western end of the route. AI Class 323 services will also be seen running off the map in services from Manchester to Crewe, Manchester Airport, Stoke-on-Trent and Liverpool Lime Street. There are also some service layers to look forward to for players with both TrainSim World 3 and TrainSim World compatible content. The EMT Class 158 from the Midland Main Line will appear as AI services at Manchester Piccadilly with 1 playable ECS movement to operate. The Class 66 railhead treatment train will be playable during relevant in-game sessions from September to November and feature a static stock all year round. Rail tours, both steam and diesel rail tours, will be playable utilising locomotives and rolling stock from Tees Valley Line, which gives you the Class 37 and the Mark II coaches, Northern Trains Pennine and the Class 20 Loco add-on, that's 2 DLCs there, for Class 47, Class 20 and Mark II coaches, and Spirit of Steam, which gives you the Jubilee Class and Mark I coaches. Freight, occasional Class 66 freight services between Hyde North and Guide Bridge and Ashbury's Manchester Piccadilly, South and Eastern High Speed Plus substitution from other Class 66 route add-ons. Along with a host of seasonal static and AI layers using stock from the West Somerset Railway, South Eastern High Speed, Great Western Express, Midland Main Line and more. So in other words, the more DLC you own, the more stuff you will see on this route. There are launch and loyalty discounts. A discount of 10% will be available from launch to most players who have previously purchased Birmingham City Cross City and thus the Class 323. A breakdown of the launch loyalty discounts is as follows. On Xbox, there will be a 10% discount for players that own Birmingham Cross City, which ends on the 31st of July at 10 AM British Standard Time. Steam, a 10% discount for players that own Birmingham Cross City, and it ends at 6 PM British Standard Time on the 31st of July. PlayStation, there will be a 10% launch discount for PS Plus members, ends on the 31st of July at 10 AM BST. And Epic Game Store will be a 10% launch discount for all players, ends at 4th of July, 1600 BST, 4 PM. This is the first time we've worked to bring savings for our most loyal players, and we hope there will be similar opportunities to do so across all platforms in the future. TrainSim World 3 Glossop Line Manchester, Hadfield and Glossop route add-on will be available from June 27th for Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Epic Game Store and Steam for £19.99, $24 or €24.99. So probably expect the $40-ish mark for Aussies. And there will be a reveal stream at 6 PM UTC on Thursday the 22nd of June for a preview of the Glossop Line. That's about 4 AM, 5 AM for the Aussies, something like that. Don't know if you want to be up that early. I don't, but there you go. I've already seen it. So, I will be streaming it on the 27th, and We'll see when the embargo end is. If it's the usual one, I'll be streaming at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, but stay tuned for that. I'll let you know if that changes. And I'll stream it again for a full play on the following Sunday. As usual, I read this information out to improve the accessibility for people who don't have time to go and read it for themselves, or people who can't. Anyway, thanks for being around, and give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, have a contemplate. Love to see you join the gang. Enjoy yourselves. See you later. Bye.